Hey everybody, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today we are talking about the most searched terms for 2022 for Americans. That's right, this unfortunately is American-centric. I could not find the world stats from Google as I did a quick search, although they're probably out there, I just couldn't find them, but we're going to be talking about the most searched words for 2022, so strap yourselves in. Some of these are amazing, some of these are surprising, but you can't say you haven't heard of at least all of these, or most of these, at least in some of these categories. And so with that, let's start with the most popular searches overall in the United States of America. Number one was Wordle. That's right, more Americans search for Wordle than anything else. That is that online game that took the world by storm where you've got to figure out the word, a five-letter word and all of that. It's interesting. I've played it. I enjoy it. I don't Google about, or I don't talk about it, usually, but it's there. Wordle was number one, followed by election results. Obviously, we just went through a very contentious 2022 election that surprised a lot of people with the results, and here we are. Number three is Betty White. Rest in peace. Everybody loved her on the Golden Girls. Unfortunately, she passed away at 99 this year, followed by number four, Queen Elizabeth. That's right, Betty White beat out the Queen of England, the oldest reigning monarch, or oldest reigning female monarch of the United Kingdom, comes in at number four. Number five on her heels is Bob Saget, also unfortunately died this year as well. And in number six, amazingly, is Ukraine. That's right, an actual literal war that started this year is number six on the list after everything I just mentioned, and Ukraine is followed by number seven of Mega Millions. Obviously, we saw some jackpots go over $1 billion here for the lottery, so that was a huge thing. So number eight on top of Mega Millions, number eight was Powerball numbers, because everybody wants to know. If you're not finding it at Mega Millions, you want to know those numbers. Maybe you won. Odds are you didn't. Number nine is Anne Heche. She also died. She got high and drove her car into a house, unfortunately. And so there you go. Rest in peace. And number 10 was Jeffrey Dahmer. If you recall, he's the 1990 serial killer that was eating people just north of here in Milwaukee. Netflix had an amazing, basically an amazing series on it. If you haven't seen it, it is very dark, but it is incredibly well done. I do recommend that one. And so those were your top 10 overall searches. Now, in terms of people that we are searching for, this is actually really interesting because here in the United States, we saw some big things, and for obvious reasons. Johnny Depp, obviously going through a very public divorce, with Amber Heard. But number two is, interestingly, Will Smith. The slap heard around the world or so I believe it was at the Oscars, if I recall, when he slapped Chris Rock. Number three is Amber Heard. There you go. Famous for her divorce with Johnny Depp. I'm not going to get into the details. You can go Google those yourself. Number four is Antonio Brown. Number five is Kari Lake. She ran for governor of Arizona and lost, although she denies that she lost. Number six is Anna Sorokin, or Anna Sorokin Delvey. I believe, if I recall correctly, I'm not sure who Antonio Brown is, to be perfectly honest. But Anna Sorokin, I believe, is that woman that faked being an heiress and got her way into high society. I believe there's a Netflix series on her as well. Number seven is Chris Rock, obviously tied to number two, Will Smith. Here we are. Number eight is Andrew Tate. Again, I'm getting old because I'm not sure who that is. Number nine is Adam Levine, I believe, or Levine. I believe he is a musician. And number 10 is Serena Williams. I believe she retired, the tennis superstar, along with her sister Venus, although I believe Venus is still playing and Serena is not. On top of that, we have the most searched current events sitting here in the United States. This is actually interesting as well. The first one is election results. That dovetails with the top searches overall. Number two is Queen Elizabeth passing away. Number three now is Ukraine. Number four are those Powerball numbers. Number five is Hurricane Ian. Saw it obviously devastate Western Florida. Some towns completely underwater. That was horrible. Number six was monkeypox, because on the heels of COVID, that's the last thing we need is monkeypox. Although interestingly enough, they're looking at changing it to Mpox for reasons that are honestly beyond me. Number seven is Texas school shooting. If you recall the Uvalde school shooting, just that horrific tragedy. Number eight was Will Smith at the Oscars slapping Chris Rock, obviously. Number nine was the Johnny Depp verdict. Obviously, that was big news as well. And number 10 was Roe v. Wade, which we saw overturned here in the United States with the Dobbs decision. Obviously, a very controversial decision for a lot of people. Moving on. Let's talk about the most searched movies of 2022. Have you seen these? I have not seen like any of these, but again, I'm usually like following news and politics more than anything else. But the most searched movies were number 1, Encanto, which I've actually seen parts of. Looks pretty cool. Number 2 was Thor: Love and Thunder. Number 3, Top Gun: Maverick. Number 4, The Batman. Number 5, Everything Everywhere All at Once, followed by number 6, Black Adam. Number 7 was Jurassic World Dominion. Number 8 was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I still need to see the original Black Panther for the record. Everybody tells me it's amazing, but I have not seen it. I know. Number 9 is Morbius, and number 10 is Turning Red. Those were your top movies for 2022 in terms of US searches. On top of that, we have TV shows. Some of these I've heard of, some of these I haven't. Number 1 is Euphoria. I believe that is a coming-of-age teenage show that is apparently very out there on HBO. Stranger Things was number 2 at Netflix. Number 3 was The Watcher. I also believe Netflix. Number 4 was Inventing Anna. I believe that was also Netflix as well. Number 5, House of the Dragon, which I believe is the Game of Thrones sequel or Game of Thrones prequel, or it's Game of Thrones continuation in some way, shape, or form on HBO. Number 6 is Moon Knight. I believe that's Disney Plus. Number 7 is Yellowstone. I think that's Netflix. I'm not sure. Number 8 is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Don't know where that is. Number 8 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's Disney Plus. And number 10 is She-Hulk: Attorney at Law. Apparently that's an actual thing. So why not merge, the comic book universe with the legal universe as like a Law and Order for superheroes? I'm not sure. I've never seen it. I didn't know it existed until just now, basically as I'm getting my notes straight from Google. On top of this, we have the most searched songs, and I am just getting old. So number 1 of most searched songs here in the United States are We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto. The next one is number 2, Surface Pressure by Encanto. Number 3 is Jiggle Jiggle by Duke and Jones and Louis Theroux. Sounds interesting. Number 4 is Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras. Number 5 is As It Was by Harry Styles. I've actually heard of him. Number 6 is Running Up That Hill from Kate Bush, which I believe is thanks to Stranger Things, and that's a song from the 1980s. That one I remember as well. Number 7 is Glimpse of Us by Joji. Number 8 is About Damn Time by Lizzo. Taylor Swift comes in at number 9 with Anti-Hero. And Encanto rounds out the list at number 10 with What Else Can I Do? Big year for Encanto, 3 out of 10. And finally, let's talk about the most searched definitions of essentially what people are looking for online of what it is. First one up, number 1, here in the United States is rupee, that is the Indian currency. Number 2 is oligarch, super wealthy person in charge. Number 3 is cacao. I'm assuming they are talking about the dark substance that is similar to chocolate. Number 4 is Homer. I don't know if that's Simpson or the Odyssey. Number 5 is recession. That's self-explanatory. Number 6 is canny, and I'm guessing some of these are Wordle words for the day. Number 7 is foray. Number 8 is trove. Number 9 is saute, and number 10 is tacit. And those were the most searched things that we had in the United States for 2022. And obviously it shows us just the power of Google and how much they have on us, that they can pull out these lists instantly and say, here are the analytics of what Americans are doing, the trends that we are seeing. It's pretty amazing the amount of data mining that happens here, but this is interesting nevertheless. And so did you know all of these? I did not know all of these. I'm just literally doing this in real time. I intentionally did not want to look at this list until I was just live with you here, or I guess recording this, as I should say, with you. And so I knew some of the, when it comes to songs, TVs, and movies, I am clearly old. But other than that, I thought it was an interesting list. Let me know what you think, and here we are. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.